Good evening, everybody. Greetings from London, England. We're at a very cool place in Shoreditch called the Bike Shed. Very, very groovy. Welcome to the world of Zinger vehicles. The only limit here is our collective imagination. I'm Kevin Zinger, lead inventor and founder of Zinger Vehicles. It's been quite a journey to get here. It started decades ago in a single-car garage in Cleveland, where my brothers and I built motorcycles and cars for racing. We used hand tools at that time to fabricate parts and chase speed and chase our dreams of reaching the boundaries of what a man and machine can do. Now my team and I stand here in London with vehicles we've imagined and built using revolutionary technology that pushes technology, performance, and styling limits of what man can achieve. Until now, these vehicles could not have existed anywhere except in the imagination of their creators. The tools didn't exist to build them. They were trapped in our minds, and in turn, that limited what we could imagine. So we, the people who built this car and built those tools, the Imaginers, a team of designers, engineers, scientists, and technicians, freed our minds. We freed our minds by creating new tools from the most advanced technologies we could invent and combine, synthesizing, supercomputing, machine learning, new materials and structures, additive manufacturing, and robotics into a patented production system that would enable us not only to dream, but actually to create. I'm honored to work with a brilliant team. We're all located in Los Angeles under one roof for maximum information flow and creativity. From design to R&D, to product development, to manufacturing, to assembly and testing, we're all located in one facility, so when we create something, we can immediately produce it, test it, see how it works, and then go through the cycle of continuously making things better. Thank all of you, everyone on my team, from the bottom of my heart, for getting us to the first stage of what we're committed to make, a journey of generations. Now to the company and the vehicles. We're not solely a hypercar company, but a performance vehicles brand. With the 21C being the first and only the first in a diverse series of exclusive performance vehicles coming from the informed imagination of the Zinger team and created by us using our patented tools and production system. Our objective is to create one of the great enduring brands of this century and continuously deliver path-breaking performance vehicles that lead our customers on a journey of discovery. That said, I think I see some cars here with my name on them, and we're about to take a look at them. So, what was our objective in building these cars and how did we approach it? Well, there were four things that we targeted. First was to establish an iconic design. Second was to invent, adapt, and apply the most revolutionary technologies we could find. Third was to achieve unparalleled dominant performance. Fourth was to deliver all of this through a sustainable production system that is both in harmony with nature and built to endure. So first, looking at this, iconic design. Second, revolutionary technology. Third, dominant performance. Fourth, all done in a sustainable system. Let's first go to iconic design. How did this car end up looking like this, which is very different than your average supercar or hypercar? It all starts with design requirements. We took a complete clean sheet approach. What that means, if you have the tools to create what you imagine, is you first have to put away any fear of doing something new. Then you have to look at what the rules are and feel free to break them. We reimagined a two-seat hypercar. And What we imagined was based on the driving principle of form follows function. And we arrived at a two-seat jet fighter configuration for the vehicle and a mid-engine, all-wheel drive hybrid powertrain. The driver sits in the optimal driving position. That's the center of the vehicle. And the co-pilot, the passenger, sits behind. What this allows us to do is minimize frontal surface area so that we have the best possible aerodynamics, while at the same time, as I said, putting the driver in that central performance position. That led to the jet fighter style concept, and that is form following function in what we think is a very exquisite design. The end result is a new design icon, unlike any other. A design icon, and that's why we call it 21C, worthy of the 21st century. This, in my mind, is like the Porsche Type 64, a vehicle that had new design at a time when people first started thinking about aerodynamics, first started thinking about how to build cars really for performance. That was a rule breaker and a trailblazer, and that's how we view this car. What was the inspiration for this? And I've actually been asked that a couple times right before I came out here by various people. As I said, form follows function. You imagine creating something that is going to provide you with ultimate performance, something that is going to be a design that allows you to become part of the vehicle, and with the vehicle, become part of the track or road. In thinking about that, and thinking about the emotion that that kind of feeling brings when you're one with the vehicle and you're one with the track or the road, there were a couple of different inspirations. One was the world's fastest, highest flying airplane, the SR-71 Blackbird, which was built not far away from where our factory is in LA. The image in the right stuff of Chuck Yeager getting in the X-1, getting ready to break the sound barrier. The F-14 dogfights in Top Gun. And for those who are into Star Wars, the pod race in Star Wars Phantom Menace. And all of that had to do with a dream since man first started thinking about how to build things, whether it was Leonardo da Vinci in his notebooks thinking about helicopters and different vehicles, to what we're building now. But it was all man imagining a machine, man creating that machine, and then man joining with that machine to perform as one and to push and reach beyond their limits. So, I'd ask you, people viewing, people here, to imagine yourself on a track or in the canyons of Malibu while your co-pilot sits behind you, sharing a panoramic view of what's going by. And I don't encourage anyone to break a speed limit, but you can be going at whatever speed you want to be going. But with an all-wheel drive powertrain that can scream with up to 1,250 horsepower at up to 11,000 RPM. I can tell you from direct experience, it's a pretty cool feeling when you do that. And I won't say whether I was driving faster than the speed limit. Next, revolutionary technology. Vehicle performance results from a design in which all parts have a precise purpose, are built to achieve that purpose, and then combine to work in harmony. The 21C embodies that approach to total vehicle design. When we started working together as a team, the total vehicle design approach could not really be achieved. The technology, materials, and tools had not yet been invented. So we invented our own patented tools to design and engineer a vehicle, materials to meet our requirements using machines and machine programming that printed those materials, and ultra-precise optics-based systems for assembling those components into a whole that is much more than the sum of its parts. That is when 2 + 2 = 40, not 4. And that's what we sought. These are the only vehicles on our planet designed and built this way. It is the next leap forward. This is really a fundamental change. It is the next leap forward in man's ability to create, to imagine and to create, and then precisely to take materials we've invented and put them exactly where they're needed. Let's talk a little bit about the different components of the vehicle. The powertrain. We do our own in-house powertrain system development. The 21C's engine is an in-house designed twin-turbo V8 within a strong hybrid configuration. There are 2 electric motors up front with torque vectoring that are powered by 2 micro-lightweight high-discharge battery packs. Those lightweight compact packs are maintained in a continuous state of charge through a rear generator driven by the V8's crank and through regenerative braking. Our V8 displaces 2.88 liters and uses a flat crank. With the dual turbos set at 1.5 bar boost, about 21 pounds, the V8's output is 950 horsepower at 10,500 RPM with an 11,000 RPM red line. Add in the dual 150 horsepower front wheel electric motors, and the total vehicle horsepower achieved is 1,250 horsepower. Obviously, if you want a performance vehicle that's going to be able to accelerate at the limit, you're going to be limited by tire, by the amount of tire surface with power going through it. The only way really to accelerate the vehicle and achieve the kind of performance that we've achieved is to have an all-wheel drive vehicle, but an all-wheel drive vehicle that's not a heavy vehicle. And that's why we have a strong hybrid where the battery system is relatively small, very compact, and very lightweight, and is recharged through the rear generator on the mid-engine internal combustion engine. The V8 is connected to a 7-speed sequential automated clutch gearbox, also of our own design and packaging. It incorporates a triple-plate dry clutch with ceramic metallic friction surfaces and a Salisbury-type limited slip differential. Lightweight custom axles use inboard tripod and outboard CV joints. And of course, in the end, you have to transfer all of that power to the tires and to the road surface. The 21C is designed for maximum grip and handling. From the start, you've seen I've been carrying this in my hand. We've computationally designed and printed ultralight wishbone suspension arms and uprights using our own proprietary alloys. They look biologic not because we were trying to create something that looks biologic, but because when using machine intelligence, going through all of the load cases that are looped in, the durability, thermal, crash, all of the stress, fatigue, and other load cases, which we use high-performance computing to design. This is a front upper control arm. The machine is only taking materials we've designed, and putting it where it's needed. That's the secret of high-efficiency manufacturing. Design materials, and then put those materials only where the load cases need them, and do it in all 3 dimensions by printing the structure. What that allows you to do is have a much lighter, much more efficient, much stronger structure that meets all of your load cases. And because nature itself is always competing for material and energy, you see structures on this vehicle that look biologic, not because we were trying to make them look that way, but because material, when it goes there to different places where it's needed, is generating those kind of structures. So, in addition to that suspension system, there are driver electronically adjustable hydraulic shock absorbers with active roll control. That enables you to tune compression and rebound settings at each corner of the vehicle. And the suspension system is combined with electronically assisted power steering, adjustable ride height control, and advanced active pitch and ground effect control. For braking, we're using 6-piston caliper front disc brakes and 4-piston caliber rear disc brakes using carbon ceramic discs. So, in total, with a 950 horsepower, 2.88 liter V8, and a total system output of 1,250 horsepower, and a less than 1,200 kilogram dry weight for the entire vehicle. The 21C achieves better than a 1-to-1 power to weight ratio and a 330 horsepower per liter power density. That means it's the most power-dense production engine on the planet. It's clear. Our priorities are clear. We're building to maximize power to weight and power density. We look to have the most efficient, most powerful vehicles for every kilogram of weight and every liter of power output. Let's move to how that translates into performance. As I said, we were seeking unparalleled dominant performance. You can claim and achieve amazing isolated performance statistics. All are meaningless, however, unless they come together on the vehicle's playing field. Whether it's Laguna Seca, the Pacific Coast Highway, or Malibu Canyon. You need, if you're going to untap this, you're going to untap the secret of real high performance, you need to create a sum, a synthesis or system of components that achieves performance far greater than simply the sum of its parts. That's the challenging objective, to achieve really a symphony of engineering, bringing all of those parts together that leads to the car, the driver, and the track or the highway merging into one harmonious expression. That's what we believe we've achieved with the 21C. Here is the kind of performance you can target with one of these vehicles. 0 to 100 kilometers per hour in 1.9 seconds, 0 to 400 kilometers per hour and back to 0 in 29 seconds, and a quarter mile time of 8.1 seconds. This vehicle is designed to hunt for track records, if that's what you're into. It's what I'm into. Or you can create your own performance targets, and you can make it all zero emissions if you choose. These vehicles were designed, and I drive the vehicle myself, using a methanol that's generated through renewable resources. That means that you have a zero-emission vehicle, far lighter, far more power dense than any other vehicle can be by using that hybrid system and using a renewable methanol. All of this, of course, in our view, has to be delivered by a sustainable system. Zinger builds vehicles to be light and power dense, like the footprint of a leopard. And we provide the option, as I said, of running zero emissions racing fuel. The vehicle is built by our production system to be in harmony with our planet, and both it and our company are built for the long haul. I can say I even have my son, who's a 25-year-old electrical and robotics engineer, and who some of the team here are smiling because they work with him. He's one of the inventors and engineers in the company and is doing an outstanding job. And I look forward to him being one of those future generations. But we build for the long haul. Fast, enduring, emotional, and built for generations of engineers coming in and building fantastic vehicles like this. So, in the end, though, this wasn't all done to talk about it. It's about driving. And if you have the desire and passion, and that's what really drove me to do this, drove me to do this starting when my brothers recruited me as an 8-year-old out into a garage in the middle of the winter to work on cars that were being built for racing and being under a car and a blanket aligning 4-speed transmissions, feeling the passion for building and speed. If you have that passion, then this car is for discovering and testing those kind of limits that only can be had when you have a vehicle like this that will push you to the best of your abilities driving it and can be pushed to the best of its limits as well. Next month, I will be spending time with one of our cars at the track. I'll be driving hard laps along with our factory drivers. I can tell you I can't wait. I was actually at the track last week, and I can't wait to see, I hope, others driving this car in Malibu Canyon, on Rodeo Drive, or somewhere else around the globe, driving this car customized to their liking and enjoying the emotion and passion of driving a car like this. So, I'd say look at these cars. Think about this. Think about how they were designed. This is a new age of technology. This is the first time we can really imagine every single structure in a vehicle, generate that structure, and actually manufacture it. Bring those together and have something that we can push the envelope with. I'd ask you to join in this new type of manufacturing of performance vehicles. Be an imaginer. Be a rule breaker. Be a pioneer owning one of the first 80 of these vehicles. Come see, drive, and experience the 21C. Welcome any of you, you'll have to sign an NDA, but I welcome any of you to visit our digital factory in Los Angeles. Enter the world and share the vision of Zinger vehicles. It's a vision that's at about 11,000 RPM, and you'll have a lot of fun with that. Thank you.